Welcome again, everyone. This is Crucible Tarot. It's a pleasure to have you here. And for right now, we're going to read for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant for the month of August 2026. Time's flying. Of course, we know we can blink and it'll be Christmas time all over again. But at least we're enjoying the time that we've got while we're still living on this mad rock called Earth. And yeah, hopefully we can just see some of the energies that are taking place here. Try to understand, what's going to take shape for you, at least for this month or this particular period. Maybe this is a snapshot, and maybe even this is just a lesson to understand or to learn. So take what resonates. If it doesn't resonate, just leave the rest. I'm going to start off by saying again, as always, order of the day. If you like what you see here, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding the notification bell so you don't miss any updates on future postings. And also feel free to support the channel in any way that you see fit. And also block the scammers for the good of the community. Yeah, so I'll try to keep this one succinct and to the point. But what I will do is talk a little bit about what's taking place with you, Leo. Your first card comes from the movie Tarot. And this is what I'll be using to read the tarot card portion. Then we'll also pull from a Moonology Oracle deck as well. So this is Judgment, of course, comes from the lovely Kill Bill movie. It's Uma Thurman there. In the reverse, we have the Judgment, which is telling us about something being delayed, judgment being deferred, or something not coming in, you not taking a second chance on something. But it's basically not coming to a decision that is going to irrevocably change the entire situation that you currently find yourself faced in. Maybe you can feel sometimes that things that you feel destined for are very much blocked. And for you, you're trying your best to circumnavigate that situation as well. And the reason why the challenge is the Five of Cups. So with the Five of Cups as the challenge, of course, we see it's about getting over heartbreak, grief, sadness, and sorrow, things of that nature. Appreciating what is in front of you, or appreciating what you have, even though it may not appear to be as such in the beginning. So, what is this judgment about? What is the judgment about? I'm getting just an overall feeling of progress being blocked because you have here Knight of Coins. That's Neo from the Matrix, of course. But we have the Knight of Coins in the reverse, which tells us a little bit about, progress not being made towards something stable, solid, and grounded as an offering. So in saying this, you may feel that life, the progress that you're trying to make in life is blocked, stymied, with the way it appears here. It seems like you've been fighting very hard to achieve something and it's not really quite working out because we have Kill Bill and the Matrix here, the main characters from those. And those were definitely fighting types. In the recent past, you have the Magician. I think this is from, I forget the name of this movie, but I think it's Matt Damon that was in there. And it's not Interstellar, it's the other one. Anyways, if you know it, put it in the comments below. So with that, we have the Magician. This is all about trying to manifest something, trying to bring something to light, something into the fore of your life. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse is clarifying that. Maybe you're trying to manifest or materialize a job, something that is going to pay higher dividends in life, something that is going to be a little bit more lucrative. And it doesn't seem like that opportunity is actually presenting itself at the moment. Eight of Coins in the reverse typically tells me that a person is currently not employed or struggling to find work that is fulfilling, something that you feel motivated to put your energy and effort into. So the 8 is also the number of the self, which in essence tells us about working really hard towards achieving a goal. And for you, maybe you are trying to manifest or bring that new position of work about. And of course, that progress is definitely not happening at the moment. In the near future, sorry, I got an itchy nose for some reason. In the near future, we have the King of Swords in the reverse, clarified by the Page of Coins. So it's almost like you're asking yourself the question, where to next? The King of Swords is a strategist or strategic individual. And what they're trying to do is bring about a solution to something. With the King of Swords in the reverse, that is not really happening at the moment. So if you're struggling to bring something to light, it's important for you to see clearly the correct path to make this happen. Page of Coins is about learning how to do something practical, very pragmatic and grounded. It's almost like you don't know where to start or where to begin. With those Pentacles energies here, it's telling me a story of someone, we'll just say it, someone who could be out of work, trying to manifest and materialize something. As time goes on, it's like, okay, do I need to kind of switch things up? Do I need to try to understand, is there a better way for me to approach my work? And is there something new that I need to learn in order to skill up, to upskill and to make this a reality? So try not to feel overwhelmed or unclear in your thinking and thoughts, so that you can find a clear, practical solution and a pathway towards that. In your subconscious mind, we have the Ace of Wands, of course, the master himself, as I say. It's Bruce Lee, Ace of Wands. He's the guy that gets things done. He's got the energy, the drive, the ambition in order to create his legacy, to start something new. And that is precisely what you're looking for. You're looking for a new start in something. You have the Seven of Cups in the reverse. This is a clear indication that you are very, very clear on what you want and what you see taking place in the future. You want to bring this about. If you've been putting forth a lot of energy into building something like a business, or building new client bases, or even finding a new job, that is telling me that deep down within, even if you're not even thinking about it, you're finding new ways to try to make that come about. What I see in your conscious mind, however, is slightly different. We have the Tower, good old Pulp Fiction. We have here Julius, Jules Wilden, I forget his name. And we have the Page of Cups in the reverse. And with this, it's telling me that you're absolutely not happy. Here's what I'm getting. You remember the movie Pulp Fiction, and where he's quoting Ezekiel 25:17 in that, and I will smite thee with a great vengeance. Page of Cups in the reverse. This is like, you're not feeling the current situation at all. Not trying to say that you're going to go postal on anyone, which we don't want you to do that. We want you to stay on the other side of the bars of the prison. But I'm getting you kind of feeling like you want to go Samuel L. Jackson on the world at large, because you feel strongly connected to something that you want to bring about, but unfortunately, because it's not coming to the fore, and it feels like it's blocked with this judgment in your main energy, judgment in the reverse. It's like you're feeling utterly frustrated, and that's what I'm sensing, and that's what I'm feeling emotionally. I'm feeling this is a person who's very, very frustrated with the way things have gone. And additionally, they feel as if it's taken quite a bit of a toll on their ability to continue with what they want. So don't despair. I mean, there are always times in life where we have a lot of difficulty bringing things about. I went through it myself. It was an absolute shit show. But I managed to continue holding on to that putting my energy out there and then releasing it. So that way I didn't connect myself to the outcome, and that gives the universe the space to fill that energy with success. And so that's how normally I look at or approach anything to do with manifestation. It's like, yeah, you can want something, but if you pour all your energy into that, it makes it more difficult for you to manifest it and materialize it. You take the actions, detach yourself from the outcome, have a plan B, and then just hit it hard. And then just release. I think that would be the best path forward for you. What we see here in the near future, the Five of Wands in the reverse. And then we have the Four of Coins clarifying that. So for you, I guess what you'll do for the month of August, not to say long-term things won't be different, but you'll be saving your money up. You'll do your best to try to avoid straining yourself and putting too much energy into competing with the outside world. Just kind of go with the flow. Do a little bit here and there. Let go, relax, do something you enjoy. I know that in my particular case, I had to completely switch my my field of work. And what I was trying to do at the time was work on my dream job, which was at the time journalism, and then moving into something way more technical. I had to do that in order to make a living. So it's important to have your life revolve around a profession, even if it's not the most glamorous, but it can feel very fulfilling in other ways. And then the thing that you're passionate about, you do that on the side. So for me, I'm not going to go out there and try to say, oh, well, I'm going to be a professional tarot reader and try to make 6 figures off of that. Some people do it. I know there are plenty of them on YouTube that do it. But for me personally, not sure if that's the type of way I want to live my life at this particular moment. I enjoy just kind of like my job. It's really relaxing. It's mentally stimulating. You know, I feel like I'm contributing to a greater project, and I can just relax and enjoy the camaraderie with my colleagues as well. What I don't want to do is to deny my creative side in addition to potentially, denying the pragmatic side that I should focus on. So when you're looking for jobs, for example, it could be important that you want to not necessarily find something that's a dream career, but to find something that pays the bills, is interesting, but leaves you with a lot of space to pursue the things that you want. So then you can increase your streams of income, which in case you have something that works really well, is stable, but also allows for you to go into something that could generate other, sources of revenue that you find passionate about. So working a desk job, but selling your art on the side. I don't care, even if you want to have like a day job working somewhere, and then at night you do an OnlyFans. I mean, I'm not really big on that kind of platform, but there are people who do it. And these are just kind of the things that I would consider. And this is the message that's popping up into my mind as I'm reading the cards. Because what I see you doing, with this near future energy, it's like you're struggling to figure out where you're going to go next with your practical education, your vocational training and things like that, which means you might have to step it up and do something completely different, get certification elsewhere, and find something where you can contribute to something a bit more on terra firma, or something a bit more practical that has a bit more like a use value and utility that can help you become stable and then fund the things that you feel strongly about. Far too often I see people, they will pursue their talents. They'll try to be the starving artist, and then realizing in the kind of world that we live in, and that can get you killed. It can really cause a lot of pain and suffering. So it's important to get something stable and then build your passion. The same way that Einstein did. He worked at a patent office, for one thing. And I think I may have mentioned that story before. But he came up with his theories of relativity and, his other, I think there were about 3 of them that he really worked on. And he did all this while he was working in a patent office. Hopefully he didn't steal anyone else's work, but I mean, I'm sure he had plenty enough genius to figure these things out on his own. But these are just one examples of how people can achieve that. And some people can work at record shops, but then they create their music on the side, eventually leading themselves to get signed by a record label. Any way that you have to do it, have the foundation first, then move into your passion afterwards. I'm going to pull a card from the Moonology Tarot. Okay, go. 2 of them kind of want to come out. Yeah, shit. What was I saying? Step out of your comfort zone. In order, these messages they'll come into your mind, and then the cards will validate those messages. And 2 cards want to come out, so I'll read the second one. But step out of your comfort zone. This is the North Node. This is where you're going into in this particular life or this particular circumstance. And it's important for you to, in order for you to experience your best success in life, you have to step out of your comfort zone. We grow the most when we are uncomfortable where we are. So oftentimes I find that in my personal life, when I get too comfortable, that's when the universe just destroys everything and I have to start over again. So I always kind of live my life on the edge quite a bit, because, you get too comfortable being around certain friendships, and then those friendships dissolve, but then you end up making new friends. You feel comfortable living in a place for a bit of time, and then all of a sudden shit happens, and then you have to move to a new place, a new location. So once you can get out of your comfort zone with how you approach your life and what it is that you're going to be doing with it, that's when things began to evolve. And the other card that's coming out, you're very close to achieving your goal. Good. So when you step out of your comfort zone, you will get closer to your goal than if you were to stay stagnant doing the same things that you've always wanted to do. Again, there are stepping stones to having a fulfilling life. And I think that you'll get there. It's just a matter of you fine-tuning precisely how you choose to approach work and what it is that you're going to contribute to society. That's going to get you to the place in which you feel you're financially sound as well as emotionally fulfilled. So, leaving it there. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so very much. This has been Crucible Tarot, reading for the sign of Leo, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Thank you for joining. If you like this channel, please support it by liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. And that's going to be it. Till next time, VIAM, GEVURAH, AMBULO. I really appreciate your time and energy. Until next time, bye now.